Since the start of my channel, my focus has been about providing unique and quality watches to viewers. Today's video topic, Ted Lasso, is a bit different. It's the first that I haven't seen, and I'm going purely off the wonderful comments you guys left me, telling me to stop whatever I was doing and watch it. So if you'd like to see Nader Tot review something you're interested in, just let me know in the comments and I'm definitely going to check it out. It is certainly better than watching another episode of House Hunters. I'm just so sick of this shit, I can't take it anymore.
Yes, I love this house. So, we closed on the house 3 weeks ago.
The asking price was $390,000, and we wound up paying $9 billion plus closing costs.
As usual, if you liked the video, maybe subscribe. Okay, hit the intro. Ted Lasso is an Apple TV exclusive that premiered earlier this year. The show was developed by Bill Lawrence, Jason Sudeikis, Joe Kelly, and Brandon Hunt. The show is based on the character of the same name, portrayed by Sudeikis, that first appeared in 2013 on a series of promos for the Premier League. Producer Bill Lawrence, famous for co-creating Cougar Town, Spin City, and most famously Scrubs, was brought in to work on the show in 2017.
Did you tell Jordan what I said about her wanting to cuddle? She doesn't like people to know that she actually cares for me.
Relax. She's pregnant. What could she possibly do?
Man, check.
Jason Sudeikis is one of the best working comedian actors, writers, and producers in Hollywood today. He of course has worked on a laundry list of films including Horrible Bosses, Hall Pass, We're the Millers, and appeared in over 174 episodes of Saturday Night Live.
Bunch of malarkey?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's Irish.
No. Irish is I come over there and smack that dumb look off your face. It's like John McCain. Because look, I love John McCain. He is one of my dearest friends. But at the same time, he's also dangerously unbalanced. I mean, let's be frank. John McCain, and again, this is a man I would take a bullet for, is bad at his job and mentally unstable. I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And that's as hard scrabble a place as you're gonna find. I'll show you around sometime and you'll see. It's a hellhole. An absolute jerkwater of a town.
Ted Lasso is a comedy television series that follows American football coach Ted Lasso, who is recruited with fellow coach, friend, and colleague Coach Beard to play across the ocean for the English Premier League team AFC Richmond, despite knowing absolutely nothing about the sport.
Are we nuts for doing this? Yeah, this is nuts.
While doing my best to avoid spoilers, the explanation for the reason Ted is picked to coach the team is genuine and well developed throughout the series. The last Lost and Found I did on the channel was the fantastic show Schitt's Creek. In all honesty, Ted Lasso and Schitt's Creek remind me a lot of each other. Fish out of water story, complicated stories for everyone in the cast, you go through a period of not liking certain characters to fall head over heels in love with them, well told stories of inclusion, calculated gut punches that make you cry, and moments that make you just laugh out loud. Obviously, the shows are a bit different in the material, but in my opinion, the first season of Ted Lasso is a bit more convincing in getting the message across and the execution. Now hold on before you go after me. This doesn't necessarily mean I think Ted Lasso is better than Schitt's Creek, but I think the first season does a better job of getting the message across.
I see it. You are truly great at everything you do out there. Except for one thing.
My left foot cross.
No. Jamie, I think that you might be so sure that you're 1 in a million that sometimes you forget that out there you're just 1 of 11.
The show's primary focus is really on the title character, Ted Lasso. Sudeikis has a natural charm about him, like a Paul Rudd, that you automatically just love him. Ted Lasso is not really any different. In fact, he's written to be a rather infallible character, a John Sue, or something. What's the opposite of Mary Sue? Whatever that is. Regardless, his relationship with the other players on the AFC Richmond squad starts rather rough. As expected with sports dramedies, there is a large disconnect from the culture, the players, and the coach. This is made much worse with British culture, much like American culture and the way they treat outsiders. No, this isn't a dig, but just an observation.
Do you even name any footballers?
Well, yeah, you got Ronaldo and the fella that bends it like himself.
Fucking dickhead, mate! Made a film on it! Who the fuck are you?
Ted is very much out of his depth and immediately comes off like a total whack. He's constantly going, always optimistic. He's always telling jokes. He's always happy. He's always trying to make others happy. You're constantly wondering, what's wrong? When is the other foot going to drop and reveal some sort of dirtbag? Well, Ted's optimism is just that. It comes off overbearing despite being lovable. His hope overshines the wins and losses any competition is built on.
Do you feel it sends the right message, having a party after a loss?
Well, Trent, I've never really concerned myself too much with wins and losses.
He, at the end of the day, is much more worried about solidifying a culture than securing a legacy. Within the first 10 minutes of the show, you immediately love the small town simplicity of Ted Lasso and root for him to succeed.
Yeah, there you go. Coach, I got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore, right? Hey, I've never actually said that we're not in Kansas before.
Like Schitt's Creek, Ted Lasso really establishes a lot of characters you don't like. Some you do like right off the bat, including the team's kitman, Nathan, who lacks confidence, but it's just adorable. Coach Beard, right-hand man to Ted, isn't nearly as optimistic as he is, but still shares the same culture and values of Ted. The rest of the team, specifically the new owner, Rebecca Welton, team leader Roy Kenton, and hotshot young guy Jamie Tard, are written extremely rough on the edges. Like Schitt's Creek, the first few episodes you really have a rough time liking them. You can easily see why they are the way they are with a broken culture and selfish desires running throughout the program.
Hey, Jamie, what would you rather be, a lion or a panda?
Coach, I'm me. Why would I want to be anything else?
By the end, minus one character, once again I'm not going to spoil, I found myself rooting for everyone in a way that felt like I was watching my own sports team. And no, that doesn't necessarily make Ted Lasso a sports show. This isn't Friday Night Lights, which, by the way, is a great sports show, but also a great drama. This is really a different show of inclusion, really in the difference of culture and the opposing views of hope versus loss. Ted Lasso does do some beats very, very familiar. In fact, I felt quite a few things would happen as they did. For some reason, it did stop me from rooting for each character or each moment to happen in a certain way. Cast chemistry is largely excellent across the board, making it difficult to pick out a favorite when I'm constantly intrigued into each moment between each character. This really comes down to effective execution in scenes, in particular those quieter, small moments between characters.
I mean, are you two officially dating?
No. Have you already slept together? No.
Coach, you won't bring this home?
Grow up and get over it.
If you want to quit or call the press, I'll completely understand.
I forgive you.
You would?
Those scenes heavily remind me of Lawrence's Scrubs. While Scrubs could be wacky and really have those fun moments, it could also have really memorable, intimate moments between characters that hit your heart and made you fight back a tear.
Remember what you told me? The second you start blaming yourself for people's deaths, there's no coming back.
Yeah. You're right.
Ted Lasso has quite a few similar moments, including one hell of a relationship moment and one of the most accurate depictions of a panic attack I've ever seen on TV.
I'm going crazy.
So, who is Ted Lasso for? Well, honestly, anyone and everyone. I remember when I finished Justified and I was texting everyone telling them to stop whatever they were watching and to watch this. Ted Lasso is very similar, but with a hopeful, optimistic spin that the world really needs right now. Honestly, multiple times in the show, I had a smile on my face, and even when things didn't really go the way I wanted to go, the hope was still there.
And I didn't care who I used or who I hurt. All you good people just trying to make a difference.
The entire cast is just so damn endearing. Certain character motivations will completely go against majority of viewers' moralities, but that doesn't stop them from being understandable. To me, that makes for a far more convincing character and just better writing. By the end, I wasn't even upset it was over. I was just happy I made the journey and am now Team Ted. And guess what? You should be too.